people are giving in to the bullshit in a way that I never suspected people would before.
Hello there, you awakening wonders. You must be aware, surely, that Kamala Harris was previously pretty unpopular, but is now in the midst of a brilliantly concerted mass media campaign that is obviously designed, like any campaign, to present her in the most favourable light possible. How successful is that campaign likely to be? And what does it tell us about the movements of contemporary culture and contemporary politics? How much of the campaign is focused on how we believe she will govern as president, what the benefits will be for ordinary Americans, and is this a phenomenon that extends beyond Kamala Harris? Of course it is, I suppose. You no longer associate political figures with a set of values from a manifesto, rather a kind of force, an energetic force, or whether or not they're in alignment with the type of conditioning you prefer from the media you consume. Let's have a look at Joe Rogan's comments on this extraordinary development in the American presidential campaign and how he believes it will play out. It might surprise you. Stay to the end.
It all bothers me, the fragility of the human mind. So everybody forever was like, Kamala Harris is the worst vice president. She's the least popular vice president of all time. And then in a moment in time, all of a sudden she's our solution. She's our hero. Everybody's with her. All these social media posts about her. Try Googling a negative story on her. You won't find one.
So,
ta-da!
Okay, you've got.
Do you think they have her medicated? Because there was a guy that was speculating that some of the things that she says, the way she's sort of disconnected sometimes, and
I don't know.
She goes
what,
on these rambles that it's
I don't
indicative of certain anti-anxiety medication. I do not know if this is true. See if you can find that, because really that shouldn't say that about our future president.
Yeah, yeah.
She's going to win.
No, she's not.
She can win.
She absolutely can win. I do not think she's going to win because the more she talks, like in 2020, how bad do you have to be that you can't even make Iowa? She couldn't even compete with the mayor of South Bend.
I feel like we are in this very bizarre time where people are giving in to the bullshit in a way that I never suspected people would before. And this is one, they just want no Trump, no matter what, and they're willing to gaslight themselves to think that. And by the way, I think Hillary could win. If Hillary jumped back in.
I've been saying that for months.
If Hillary jumped back in, I think the problem was also the money, because there was it was like $250 million in the campaign fund that has to, if it only works if she's on the ticket.
Right.
So that's part of the problem. But I feel like Hillary could win. She won the popular vote in 2020.
I've been saying this for a year in different shows, and she would have won in pretty.
Michelle Obama could win too.
No, I don't
if
think
she wanted to do it. You don't think so?
I don't. I think that's kind of this. You sound like your parents. I think that's this boomer idea. She doesn't want it.
I'm not saying that she would be awesome at it. But I think
anyone can win of either party, whoever the nominee is. Like even Chris Christie could have won if he's the Republican nominee. It's possible.
I would have thought that Trump getting shot would that's it, election's over. But it's like they memory hold that so quick.
You would have thought Trump getting shot would have had 8 years of corporate journalists talking about hate speech causing violence to be like, let's take a step back, and that went for what, a week?
They did take a step back for a little bit, and then they went right back at him.
You want to talk about this memory holding?
Yeah.
With the insanity of the who's that? That was Elon who put up, like, if you Google President Donald, it says President Donald Reagan.
No, I tried it.
What happened?
Maybe they fixed it. It said President Donald Trump.
Okay. Well, he had a screenshot, so I'm sure he didn't Photoshop
no.
that.
I mean, it's based on a lot of things, right? Like what people are searching for. I would imagine that the assassination attempt on Trump would be the first one that you would see.
Yeah.
Assassination attempt on President.
Right.
Maybe Trump, because that's the most recent.
Yes.
But it's not.
And most newsworthy.
But it does show it. You just have to type it all in, which is interesting. Because that little difference between what you can find and what you get presented immediately has a huge shift in the way people access information. And this is Robert Epstein's work.
The Creepy Line, the documentary, everyone should watch it.
Yeah, and this thing is very real. And what it is like if you try to Google certain negative stories, like negative stories on people, it will overwhelm you with positive stories. It'll take a long time before you get to the negative stories.
Yeah, how he explained it is here's how they can tip the scale.
Yeah.
If I Google Hillary Clinton, And I have it so Google gives fairly positive stories about Hillary as the first 10 results. You're not going to go to the second page. If I Google Donald Trump and Google gives you 7 negative stories, it's going to move the needle a little bit toward her
Quite
and against him. Yeah.
Quite a bit. Like if you're a person who's on the fence, you're like, maybe Donald Trump's not a bad guy. And then you Google him, and then you start reading some of these like pieces that they've written about him. It'll change your perspective.
You really think she's going to win?
I'm saying it because she could. I'm not saying it because I think she's going to, and I'm not saying because I want her to. I'm just being honest. Like I could see her winning.
I think she's going to lose a lot of the black male vote.
Really? That's
I don't think they're going to go in the booth and pull the lever for her like they did for Biden, who was Obama's boy.
There you go. I suppose what it shows you is that whatever avatar or figure you put into the nexus of views generated by these institutions, they could have some success. We spoke to Robert Epstein on this show, and for some time he's been saying that Google is practicing election interference at a level that's so insidious, immersive, and difficult to detect just because it's almost in control of all information, that we're not able to calculate its impact. So it could be Kamala Harris, it could be almost anybody. People that I suppose if you occupy certain media territory you would think of as unelectable could elsewhere be regarded as heroes. And I wonder really if all of us in our sort of fragmented states of bewilderment are even capable of making sensible decisions about such significant matters. And then that begs the question, how significant is it really? Ultimately, you start to suspect you'll be governed in more or less the same way, whatever set of interests succeed in November. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and chat? Remember to like and subscribe and join us every day on Rumble at these times. Stay free. We can't continue to bring you this beautiful content without the support of our partners.
Hey, this is exciting. We've got a great partner today. It's Rumble. But beyond Rumble, is Rumble's latest venture. Let me ask you first, are you a Sleepy Joe type character with zero cognitive performance, struggling to muster focus and brain power for basic things like running the United States of America? You gotta stop drinking woke liberal coffee that hates you and your way of life and start your day by drinking Rumble's very own 1775 coffee. This is gonna be the best tasting coffee you've ever had. Seriously good, ethically sourced from a family farm in the high altitude mountains of Bolivia. Not in the Bolivian lowlands, run not by a family, but by a single man, still living with a pet. No! Instead of waking up and drinking your big corporation-owned woke ideology coffee that's probably making you sick from the pesticides it's sprayed with, try Rumble's 1775 revolutionary coffee. Support freedom of speech. Build a parallel economy that actually values you and loves you. My favourite? It's dark, of course. I've always found the lure of the dark irresistible. I'm sorry, how can I stay mad at you? But you're just going to have to wait over there for a little while. Level up your morning routine with a 1775 coffee. Sleep all night knowing your hard-earned dollary dues are going towards supporting freedom-loving creators like me on Rumble. Visit 1775coffee.com now. Pick up your first bag. Use the code BRAND to save 10% on your first order. Oh, come on. Why choose,
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.